Well, we thank you for being here with us at Fit Tips and allowing us to come in your room and do this quick little interview. But we wanted people to know more about who Suni is. I guess I'll start off by just asking you what got you into fitness, and tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, I want to thank you for being allowing me to be part of this amazing project. Like, it's almost like everything I worked for my entire life. As dramatic as that might sound. So I'm very grateful for that. How I started in fitness, it was in 1996.
Wow.
My first boyfriend was obsessed with Aaliyah, the singer.
Mm-hmm.
She had a flat stomach. And I wouldn't lie, I came to the show, it's okay, I'm either going to hate this girl or try to, become like her. Even though I was skinny, but I was like, I cannot be that. And he was big into working out. So it just came to my mind before going to school, I would get up early. I didn't know anything about working out. I would go on the floor and do sit-ups. That's so I knew that, that would build something.
Right.
So then I found out in school that they had a gym, but I was underage to sign up for it. And too broke to go out on a gym, we were too poor. Right. So I just got on the waiting list, and as soon as I turned 17, I started lifting.
Wow.
Yeah, and I took a lot of break here and there, especially it was a time that I looked in the mirror and someone said, you can look too masculine. And I'm like, oh, maybe they're right. And I stopped. Okay. And I said, I'll start later because I have a 5 minutes I will listen, but I like the rush of working out anyway.
Right.
So I stopped. I stopped for like 7-8 years, and I'm not gonna lie, it was hard getting back. It was real hard going back, but I started, with running, and
Speaking of hard getting back, what's something that you would tell women today? Because a lot of women get so discouraged about just thinking about working out.
To stop looking at Instagram.
Yeah.
That would be my first thing, to stop looking at it, because a lot of the time you see it, so. And even I will be admitted, I'm guilty of doing it. It's a fantasy that you see it. You're not always in that shape. You're not always that, a lot of time we fix the picture. And it's just for reality, and I will be the first one to admit it. But I can prove my body any day. I'll take my clothes off and that body's there. Yes. But we all alter that body. Some just with a little Photoshop, but some with Photoshop and surgery. And I would not lie, they all lie about it. And it's a lot of this. You're going to find a girl that have a six pack and a big booty. That's not possible. So when you see that and you're working towards that, you even cried. I had a client that was crying because she's like, how can I ever get that? And I had to explain it to her, that's because that's not real.
That's not your body.
So my first thing was that, find a good trainer that can explain how this thing works and be patient. Yes. But definitely you can use it as motivation. And if you're going to follow anyone on Instagram, make sure they have a lot of videos. So that is, you can see that they actually put in the work, and it will motivate you better. But not just by picture. Because instead of motivating you, I think it's discouraging. I think.
While we're talking about the internet, there is this big influx of women in the fitness industry. People look at them on a day-to-day basis. People look at you on a day-to-day basis. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel? Because I know you have a lot of following, and I know that, they're looking at the beautiful Suni, and they're trying to be like Suni. So how does it make you feel? Because I know that could be, kind of intimidating sometimes too.
It's weird to me because I'm I'm a learner type. Since I was little, I was the awkward kid in school. And on purpose, I would go out of my way to not make friends. So now seeing at first when I had social media, I didn't even open my messages. So when I started opening it, I was like, oh my God, these people don't even know me. So in a way, what I love about it, I'm living my dream that I always wanted, and it's to help people. And I never knew how. But since I was little, I had a hunger to help people. And to me, through fitness and this, as silly as it sounds, I'm doing that. So it's not an ego thing. I don't even feel like, oh my God, I'm like, no, I don't. If it just made me feel good that I'm actually helping, because I talk with girls that call themselves, I'm talking with depressed men, and that's what I check a lot of my private messages for that. And few of them is inappropriate, and I just block them. And I got to a point maybe I should not open them, but I'm like, then the people that I'm helping are going to suffer for that.
Yes.
So I use Simply Black and help the people that I can.
Yes.
And to me, I mean, you cannot put a price on that. I don't get paid for that, but right here, it makes me real happy.
Yes, good deal. Let's talk about what you eat. Like,
look at that, Shirley. You in the interview.
What do you? Do you have? Does Suni have a strict diet, or what? What do we?
Well, when I don't compete, no, I eat pretty much everything. But I love cooking, and the people that do diet, good for them. But if you know how to cook and you know you go in the kitchen, you can manipulate everything that tastes so good. All you taste is herb and the right fat. So I can make now I'm prepping, but when I wasn't prepping and I was having my rice and beans, but it's not the actually rice and beans, it's what you put in it so much. Yeah. You know, a lot of the Spanish seasoning that I grew up with, I had to get rid of them and substitute them with more natural stuff.
Yeah.
In the amount, yes. You know. Yeah. I was raised pretty much, that was very new to me. Meal plan, oh my God. When I saw my first, I was like, this is not possible, because that entire thing for one day I was to eat in one set, literally. So that, to me, was my favorite part of fitness. I'm like, I can do this. Yeah. That was the challenge, the eating. Mm-hmm. Not that I was eating unhealthy, it was just the amount.
Right.
So no, I eat, I try not to, for example, if I'm not going to go to dinner that day, or I already know ahead of time, I make sure I don't have so much carb. I make sure I eat a lot of kale, think that will give me a lot of potassium, because I already know I'm going to have extra sodium when you go to a restaurant. So I kind of like, you got to manipulate it.
That's good. How do you stay fit during traveling? Are you on the road a lot? So,
well, I used to carry my meals a lot, but I find that I use a pain in the butt. So I mean, maybe in the beginning when you're really new to it, I would recommend carry your meal. So as soon as you get there, prepare your meal. But now that I feel I'm in the shape that I love, I know how to maintain it even without carrying my meal. Yeah. Like I will make sure. I mean, obviously I won't order anything from a fast food restaurant because I just be sabotaging. But like, if I were to call a room service, I would tell them, do not put any salt on my food, on my chicken or whatever. And they say, oh, it's already seasoning. I told them rinse it. And nicely, obviously. So it takes a lot. Ordering for me is not easy. So I started with being real sweet in restaurant, and then ask them pretty much to like undo everything they do. So you just have to learn all that. Yeah. You almost have to get in their kitchen, in their mind. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like that. Or you can go to a Whole Food, and what I do, I get the whole chicken. That's the main thing I do. I get the whole chicken. I take all the skin off, all the fat off, and I just divide it per portion. Wow. And then I go in you know how they will have the carbs. I'll get the rice. I have they either little sodium or no sodium. And then on the other side they have all the vegetables and I normally pick the kale. So there's always a way that you don't have to. For me, the carrying noodles meal is a problem because if you have a delay, they might not hold the temperature.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, okay, good tip. That's a good tip. What does Suni's exercise workouts consist of? I've seen you work out, and you do a lot of modifications, I guess I could say, to different exercises, not your regular exercises. And so, what's the workout that you normally do? What does that consist of? Well,
when I train. How can I say? I train like pretty much every body part twice a week, especially when I'm getting ready for a show. And the modification you're speaking of is because where I live, like again, I'm a homebody. So if my trainer is not training me, I stay home, you know, because most of my business is from home. So in the gym that I live, I have to be very creative. And that's something that I have talent on being creative. So for especially my calf exercising or hamstring, the equipment is very limited. So in a very safety way, I experiment with it. I'm like, okay, if I do this movement, what is it working? And a lot of people, we get stuck, oh my God, if it's not like something I've seen, it cannot be done. So I just go with the natural movement of the body. I try not to go too wild, and I try to see if it's working that muscle that I'm looking for.
So you go off feeling.
I go off feeling, yeah. And again, I'm not going to go against where my joint is going, because then like that will make sense.
Right.
You know, and when I try anything new like that, I start like super easy and slow or no weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
So speaking of working out, there's something special that you like to do other than workout, and it is a workout. Belly dancing.
Oh my God, yes, I love belly dancing.
Talk about how you got into that.
How did I get into it? Oh, it was a restaurant in Colorado, a Moroccan restaurant. And since I don't like TV. I didn't grow up with TV, so I grew up more with music. So to me, music and food is, oh my God, it's my passion. So we go to this restaurant, you sit on the floor, and the lady was belly dancing. I'm like, I became fascinated by it, like obsessed. So I went home and I did research about it, and it's such an old dance, and you have so many different theories behind it. But the one that I liked the most was that it was a ceremony that they do women for women, especially because they were not allowed to cry or suffer because they had to be focused on the home. So when they would lose a baby, they're not allowed to cry, they had to move on to life. So they will gather together and that kind of like do this movement. And belly dancing is a lot of isolation with the body. So, and I tried that one day in the car, like I was angry and I started like doing those movements. Just doing it right now, I want to cry. Wow. You get this emotion out of you. So I signed up at a community college and I did 6 months straight of belly dancing school. And I will practice and literally driving, because there's movements that you can practice driving. So that's what I did, and I would do gigs here and there, and I just loved it. And
now when a little example?
Huh?
Can you give us a little example?
Well, my favorite thing is, because people think belly dancing is about moving your hips fast. Mm-hmm. What I love about belly dancing is a controlled movement. Okay. And my favorite thing is called snake arms. Oh. And that's like, you will start like this, like, in your arm like this. And you can put a chest movement in it. Yeah. And that's my favorite movement, because you can go with the hip. See? So a lot of people think it's fast, and belly dance is about more control. Some say it's not seductive, but it is. It's something very erotic, but not like stripperish. Not that it's anything wrong with that. They're just two different worlds. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that demonstration.
Pleasure.
Let's talk about your nickname, and that'll be the last question. Let's talk about your nickname and how you got it and what it means to you. So can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I like La Bestia because it's a lot of things about it. Like, I didn't want to pick a cute name. I don't like you when they call me cute or princess, because I don't feel that way. I feel more like a cave woman, like raw. And that I can relate with that more. But La Bestia is not like, and I didn't know in the bodybuilding society that they use that was a well-known phrase. So if I would have known that, I would have used it, but I didn't know that. So I picked that because of, I had gone through life a lot, and I mean that's a whole other interview, but I had gone through a lot of suffering, and even no matter all the suffering, I always end up on top. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Don't do that.
No, just like I'm crying because I know how much I have, you know, like, so not so bad. I don't like using that word. I'm a survivor. You just think that happened. I looked at it, that happened. Bye, move on. So that's when I was thinking, because people were calling me different name, and I'm like, nah. So I like La Bestia because it's like mentally there is nothing and no one that can destroy me. No one. I mean nobody, and they can try. And I will always be like, okay, that hurt, and I will continue life as happy as God want me to be. And that's where that name came from.
Good job.
So, but people think it's because of, you know, in the gym I go hard, which, so, sorry.
Let's talk about your clothing line that you have out. That's amazing. So, you're right, no one can stop you. You're steadily doing things and coming out with new things. So talk about your clothing line and how you got started in that.
Well, this one here, can I show you the item?
Sure.
This is the logo, and it's like I try to be brief, but everything started with an idea about I can talk about it now because the pattern pass. It's a pattern, a design pattern for a hoodie. This hoodie you can transform into a towel, but it's only half. Sometimes I'll be in the gym and either you go to the bathroom, or sometimes people be used to reading on the phone and you don't want to get cold when you put your hoodie on. But sometimes it's like, at least for me, I'm like, oh my God, I have to take this whole thing off. So this is super easy to take off, in and out, and when you open the whole entire thing, it can turn into a towel. And that's a pattern that I did. And thank God my trainer is a great drawer, and he drew it for me. I took it to a lawyer, and he did. And then I was brainstorming the name, and then this came up. They my son, right? My accent, but it's in my son. And then I was like, I let the lawyer deal with that. And then one day I do a lot of meditation, especially when I want something special. I put water up to here, and I sit on the top, and I meditate. And then I came out of that meditation, but like, wait a minute, why should I stop just at a hoodie? Let me just make a little t-shirt so I can start promoting the brand. And then like another meditation, why should I just stop at a t-shirt? And then it was just like a snowball from there. And then and obviously not everything's gonna have the logo, but then after that I started thinking about what me and my son represent and everything. And like this is one of the design. Like I love me time, like very simple girly stuff, but I represent I don't know, the one you and your son and in the fitness industry. That's all a cute little thing, you know. So and it relates to me. I'm like, I don't want. It's like I just love alone time. You know, that silence, and I think everybody needs to embrace it. When people feel that you're uncomfortable in silence, you need to like ask yourself why.
Yeah.
And I think when you master that, you can be alone like that. Everybody gonna want to be around you. But at first, you need to master being in your son for anything you want to do in life, in my opinion.
Well, that's wonderful, and congratulations.
Thank you.
We know that that's just going to take off for you, so we wish you the best.
Thank you.
And that is a wrap with Suni.
La Bestia.